अच्छा, 3:30 बजे हम कोशिश करेंगे पेटीएम की मैनेजमेंट का जो कॉन कॉल है उसको एड्रेस करने का, तो वो भी एक इम्पॉर्टेंट स्टॉक रहेगा। मयूरेश, लिया जाएगा लीप ऑफ फेथ पेटीएम पर?
लीप ऑफ फेथ नहीं लेना। आई थिंक विल वेट फॉर द कॉल। बट जहाँ पे बिजनेस कॉन्स्ट्रक्ट है अनुज जी, आई थिंक अ लार्ज पार्ट ऑफ दिस बिजनेस डज नॉट कंट्रीब्यूट टू द एबिटा फ्रंट, बट मैनेजमेंट से स्पष्टीकरण ले लेते हैं, क्योंकि सुबह जो कमेंट्स आ रहे थे एक एनुअलाइज बेसिस पे शायद 300-350 करोड़ की हिट शायद एबिटा पे आ सकती है, इसलिए अभी न्यूट्रल जाना चाहिए। लेट्स हैव द कॉल, उसके बाद शायद एक कॉल स्टॉक के ऊपर।
जी हाँ, चलिए भाई, काम वीडियो में बैठे हमारे तमाम मित्रगण, आप सभी का बहुत बहुत हैं। जरा वो पेटीएम की जो कॉन कॉल है उस पर कट इन करते हैं।
Paytm Payments Bank has received regulatory directive from RBI, and we are taking immediate steps to comply with the directions. The users of the Paytm Payment Bank can use the saving account balance, the wallet balance which is used in FASTag and NCMC, etc. account till 29th February. And effectively, that means that they can continue to add money, etc. But after 29th February, they cannot add incremental money to the bank account or saving account and so on. OCL as a payment aggregator for online offline merchant and already works with various other banks, and Paytm Payment Bank is one of the key banks in that. And from here on, we are very clear that we will work with only other banks and not PPBL. And PPBL is just one of the various other banks, any which ways. OCL has already been working with other banks since last 2 years, and especially when embargo had come to the payment bank, we already had started to work and accelerated the plan for movement to other banks, and other banks have actually already started working with us. So it is an important thing for me to tell you that we continue to decline and decrease the slant-wise dependency on Paytm Payment Bank, but there is still significant enough dependency, I would rather say, there. And we now accelerate the plan and completely move to other payment banks partners. And remember, these are payments related relationships, which means all banks have necessary technology and capability already there. And I'm very happy to tell you that we are genuinely overwhelmed by the support that we've received from the various banks, large banks of this country and our country, and those who are already a partner, and more additional large banks have reached out at very, very senior level to say that they will be very happy to help us and happy to execute relationships that we in past have been doing with Paytm Payment Bank. And we obviously very clearly, we are going to take that as a step forward and work with current and many more incremental bank partners. Going forward, the keyword is that we will not work with Paytm Payment Bank, and that is what probably means that other banks will come. With regard to the direction on termination on nodal account of OCL, that is 197 Communication PPSL by Feb 29, OCL and PPSL are already in process of moving nodal account to other large commercial banks, and that will be done definitely before the due date. And OCL's marketing and financial services businesses, where we market and sell other services to the consumers, are not affected due to these directions. And these directions are towards the associate company, Paytm Payment Bank Limited. It is important for me to point out that there will be requirement to have operational change for the merchant relationships that we have, where the merchants have relationship with Paytm Payment Bank, and those relationship needs to be operatingly be changed, and there will be an operation change there. Overall, I can say that it is on behalf of Paytm, I can say that it is more of a big speed bump, but it is something that we believe that with partnership of other banks and capabilities that we have already developed, we'll be able to see through in next few days or quarters, as the case would be. So thank you so much. And with this, we'll take the question answers.
Got it. Okay. So that was first question. Second, Madhur, if you could help us understand how to quantify the 300 to 500 crore impact on annual EBITDA, i.e. how much is coming from revenue, how much is from EBITDA, and I presume this is for this year, right? You are looking for. And third, what Vijay mentioned in the opening remarks, the operational changes which are needed from a merchant perspective. Just wanted to understand what kind of changes are these and how much time will it take?
Okay, so I'll take the first one, Sachin. As you saw the letter that is publicly sent there is another letter that bank has received. But based on that, I cannot foresee what we did not see or not see. There is obviously RBI believes, and we totally are believing of the fact that there is something that RBI would have seen. Have they sent us details? Answer is no, they have not sent us any details. So something that is based on over the period, what different audits they would have done and their solutions based on that is the opinion that has come based on. So we don't know the exact nuance, what triggered or one line item.
And then Vijay, so how does one get a comfort that RBI should get comfortable going ahead with these changes, right? Because if you are exactly not clear, Paytm is not exactly clear in terms of where RBI was not fully convinced, then, I mean, how do you look to fix those issues?
Actually, the key word here is that it is in discussion with Payment Bank, and Payment Bank cannot share these facts with, let's say, parent or shareholders out there. So that's also one of the reasons that we can't discuss this. This is an interaction between bank and Payment Bank, central bank and Payment Bank.
Sorry, so if I can just clarify, there's certain direction, as Vijay said earlier, there's certain direction that they've given to Paytm Payments Bank with respect to their operations. If we are doing a service in partnership with Paytm Payments Bank, those services, and we'll come to your third question, would go through some operational changes and so on. But like Vijay said, going forward, we would work only with third-party banks who don't face such issues from the RBI, and who also do provide these services to other consumer technology companies. As I'm sure you're aware that that is a pretty standard business model in the industry, where consumer technology companies such as ours, who have a lot of app traffic, will work on payments products with various large banks, right? In our case, we were doing various things with other banks, but various things also with Paytm Payments Bank, and those services would be affected. So that's sort of the Paytm point of view on this, about what we need to do going forward. With respect to your second question, the 300 to 500 crore that we have mentioned is the worst case annual EBITDA impact. That does not take into account the expectation that we will be able to, sort of continue all the businesses or that Paytm Payments Bank, that we're dependent on Paytm Payments Bank for. That is primarily there's primarily two lines of businesses that we do. One is Paytm Payments Bank has a wallet. For that wallet, we provide two services. One is that we are the app on which a vast majority of customers come and add money to that wallet. On that, we make some revenue and some profitability. And the second is that we are a payment provider effectively. And the second is that we also offer, as a part of our merchant services, where we provide payment services to merchants, both online and offline. We also allow those merchants to accept Paytm Wallet. In those cases, the merchants pay us a revenue, and we pay an interchange effectively to Paytm Payments Bank. So the worst case margin, EBITDA margin impact of that is 300 to 500 crores. We have called that an annual EBITDA impact. I do expect that we over time will be able to offset this in a big way, but we have called that out as a sort of an annual impact.
Okay, thanks, Madhu.
Bhavesh, did you want to take the third question that Sachin had?
Sure. So Sachin, the operationalization piece means two things basically. So when you are a merchant, you have and it's an offline and online merchant conversation. So I'll take both of them, but let's start with the offline merchant, where you see a Paytm QR, which is powered by Paytm Payments Bank, right? And now that QR has a VPA, a virtual payment address of the Paytm Payments Bank. So now that QR will have to be changed. The VPA will have to be changed to any other sponsor bank. And we have multiple sponsor banks who anyway work with us, large sponsor banks who anyways work with us, while we used to predominantly work in the offline space with Paytm Payments Bank, but in large enterprise and online space, we work with other operators in the UPI space, etc. So when we say operationalizing difference, we basically now have to work in making sure that the VPA is changed to another bank. We have multiple options of the banks that we are currently in conversation with. we'll obviously conclude one bank, two bank, or a large number of bank to make sure that we're able to do this exercise. This will be a large exercise, so it will be split into two parts. One, there is a new acquisition, which is much easier, that the new acquisition can immediately start to happen on other bank BPS. So we decide. So that decision will take in the next maybe a week or so, because there'll be some commercial involvement, etc. And we have proposals to that regard already in the system. So we are evaluating them appropriately. And then there will be how do we move the existing merchants who are accepting on UPI to any other bank or banks. So that discussion will involve discussions with regulator, NPCI, etc. Then can it be a one-time movement or a case-to-case movement? So we have had some discussions, but obviously they are